Clocklight kit should come with your Clocklight, your remote, directions, and a sample data collection sheet, along with a brochure with basic information about your Clocklight. Simply mount your Clocklight. Plug your Clocklight into the remote receiver, and plug the remote receiver into the wall. And with the remote, turn on and off. Establish behavioral expectations with explicit definitions and criteria so you can easily determine if the expectations are met. Post your behavioral expectations on the wall where all students can see them. Introduce the Clocklight to the students and explain the goal. Demonstrate how the clock works.
Yep.
Okay guys, we're going to be using the Clocklight today during quiet reading time, okay? You guys remember the Clocklight? When everybody is on task, the green light will come on. See this big hand? It'll start to move. When we get down to this 3 down here today, we'll get a prize, okay? Now let me explain what I expect during reading time, okay? When you guys are all reading quietly, what do I expect you to do? Does anybody know? Okay.
Read in your mind.
Okay, read in your mind, not out loud. Good.
You don't shout out loud.
Good. No shouting.
No talking to friends about what you're reading.
Okay, good. When everybody is on task, that means you're all sitting quietly at your desk with your hands to yourself and your feet on the floor, and you're not talking to anybody around you, okay? Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing if you're off task then?
Just
Ethan?
talk. You're making noises with your book.
Okay, making noises. Huh?
Playing around.
Okay, good. So when everybody, again, is on task, what will happen with the clock?
It'll turn on.
The clock will turn on, okay, and it'll start ticking. As soon as one person is off task, then what's going to happen with the clock?
And stop.
The clock's going to stop. As soon as everybody is back on task, then we'll turn the clock back on. Think you guys can do that?
Yeah.
You want to show me how you can read quietly? Okay, you ready? Good job. Visually survey the entire classroom, beginning on one side and panning toward the opposite side. Continue until you observe a student displaying unacceptable behavior. Visually track with Clocklight off until the behavior is within acceptable limits with the Clocklight turning on. When one or more students are not meeting expectations, the only necessary feedback is turning off the Clocklight. Avoid targeting students for individual reprimand. Rather, provide positive verbal praise to students meeting expectations, making sure to be specific. If students continue to misbehave after turning off the Clocklight, consider generally reviewing your classroom expectations to remind students of what is expected. Before you introduce the Clocklight, collect data to see how much of the time students are currently meeting expectations. To set your first goal, increase their current time enough to make them work at it, but not enough to make them discouraged. Once a goal has been met at least 3 times, set the next and all subsequent goals according to the average of the class performance during the 3 most recent class periods. Only rarely should a goal be set higher than 80%. Track progress toward your goal on a chart or graph that is posted near the Clocklight. Consider a bar graph on which you color each column up to the percent score level, which corresponds to the percent score attained by the class for that particular period. Determine a reward for when students meet the goal.